Hey, what's up? It's your boy Kevin Miller. It's been a second since I dropped the video last, but today I got my homeboy with me, Anthony Martinez.
What's up? What's up?
And man, today we're gonna talk about a really important subject, which is entrepreneurship and the things that are really keeping you from pursuing entrepreneurship and basically living out your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the biggest things is like perfectionism.
Yep. Yep.
Like basically, like if you have high standards, you want something to be perfect before you release it. So,
Mm-hmm. But there really is no such thing as perfect, man. I mean, at least like, what might be perfect to you, might not be perfect to the people that you're presenting your material to, or they might like it a lot, and you're over here stuck on, trying to make it to your liking, and to you have this vision and you want to perfect it, but in reality, man, you just gotta put it out there. You almost have to like dive in head first into murky waters and put it out there and see what happens, man. Because if not, you're just gonna be stuck, man. You ain't never gonna move forward.
right.
You just gotta take risk.
Yeah.
You gotta take risk, and that's where that's how you reap reward, man.
Yeah, I think like a lot of people's problems has been my problem too. Is you start judging yourself. You hold yourself to this unbelievably high standard, and instead of when you think about releasing something, you look at your work, you trash it, you say, oh, that's not good enough,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just end up never releasing anything. You just throw it away and say, oh, maybe some other time, maybe when I get my skills up.
Exactly, man. And that other time, man, listen, man, when I was in school and I used to draw all the time in class because I was so bored, I would draw and I would get that feeling like, oh, this picture's not that cool.
Mm-hmm.
I could do better than this.
Right.
And I would end up throwing it away into the
Right.
trash can. And, my classmates would go in the trash to retrieve that picture.
Hmm.
And they'd be like, yo, Abby, why did you throw this away? This is really cool.
Right.
But I was thinking like it was garbage.
Right.
So that's like a perfect example, man. You got to get out there and put your stuff out there, whether you think it's finalized or not.
Mm-hmm.
Just to also like get feedback, man.
Right.
Because feedback will help you grow. Let's say you have a picture or a painting or
Mm-hmm.
music, whatever you have.
Right.
Put it out there, man, and get some feedback, and that'll help you make. It'll help you progress, and just to hear what people got to say about it, man.
Right. And then, like how I look at it now is like, no matter what you do, man, there's gonna be people that don't like it, and there's gonna be somebody that does like it. 'Cause, like there's people that love seafood, there's other people that hate it. So, if you never put your stuff out there, you're never gonna find out like who actually does like it. You know what I mean? You just gotta make it available in as many avenues as possible.
Right.
Somebody's gonna pick up on it, and
Right.
they're gonna wanna they're gonna wanna buy whatever you selling.
Yeah, bro. And then you could start thinking about how to make it as best as possible, man. You look at you look at technology. It's always upgrading. It's always updating.
Right.
You got to kind of look at yourself like that too, man. You got to when you put your stuff out there, that's a good way to realize, and figure out where you need to work on, what you need to work on, where your strong points are,
Right.
what isn't strong, and so on and so forth, man. You just got to get out there, man. Network, because it's got to push yourself, bro, because it's very easy to become comfortable.
Right.
And a lot of people, they get stuck at dead end jobs and whatnot. It's because I think they just get comfortable in some way, man. You know, and it's just you know, they're not taking any risk.
Right.
You know, yeah, bro. You have to though, man. You got to get out there, man.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna be stuck, man. You know, you're gonna be stuck, and then 10 years, 15 years go by, and you're like, man, you know, I should have did this, I should have did that. You know?
Right. Yeah, it's really people's minds. They have a certain fear that if they put this or that out, they're gonna get clowned. Somebody ain't gonna like this or that, man. You just gotta step past that fear and realize, man, that there's always gonna be people that don't like what you do, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because, man, if you look at it, man, God created the universe, and there's a huge sector that doesn't like God. So if there's people that don't like the creator of the universe, there's gonna be people that don't like you. So
Yeah.
you just gotta learn mentally to shut them off and just go to where you fit in. Like, put your stuff out and see who starts gravitating towards it, and then once you find a little group, man, you can really start catering towards their taste and getting feedback and improving yourself.
Yeah, bro. I think that's another big thing. It's just like you gotta follow your heart, man, and not listen to like even like your mom, man, and your dad and your friends and stuff like that, because you have a vision in your head, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, that they can't see.
Right.
You know, you have to follow that, man, and you know, a lot of people, man, you know, their parents or their friends are doing other things, or they have different lifestyles, or like, you know, my parents always been hardworking, you know, for other people though.
Right.
So to talk to them about entrepreneurism, it's kind of tricky,
right?
Because they're not really gonna feel you all the way, bro. You know, a lot of people think of that and they might think it's like almost impossible or something, you know. I mean,
right.
Or you know, like my parents, they wanted me to, you know, for example, I got friends that joined the army.
Yeah.
But not because they wanted to, it's because their parents forced them to, or you know, whatever. They felt like they didn't have any other options. But that's a good example, man. Like they didn't take the risk, man. But you know what, man? The truth is, not every it's that kind of being an entrepreneur is not for everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for the people that do want to be an entrepreneur, don't get discouraged by your mom.
Yeah.
You know, or people who don't really understand what you're trying to express, man.
Right.
Because that's one of the big hurdles right there, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy to get discouraged when people tell, you know, when people tell you, I don't know, you know, that sounds kind of like too hard, or it's too risky, or it's impossible.
Right.
Nah, man, ain't nothing impossible, man. You look at all these entrepreneurs that really made it, man, made it big, and there were people like you and me, man.
Right.
They don't have any special powers or anything. They're intelligent, they're smart, cunning, and you know, they know about business or whatnot. But anybody could learn that, man.
Right.
You know, but really, man, you got to find out what you're good at, man.
Yeah.
What your talents are, what you're passionate about. That's what's going to take you to where you want to go, man.
Right.
Because if you could find out what you're good at and where you could compete, you know, that's what you need to chase, man. That's what you need to chase. Because you know what? Nothing is worse than having to wake up in the morning not wanting to go to work.
Right.
Or going to sleep at night thinking that you have to go to work to a job that you don't like. You know what I'm saying? So when you're chasing something that you do want to do, and it's almost like a hobby, it makes you feel good, man. It's not like you're not. If you do stress out, it's not because you hate your job.
Right.
It's because of something else that you could overcome.
Right.
Because you like what you're doing.
Right.
You know, so you know, you just have to figure out where you could compete at, man.
Right.
You know, where you could shine at. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Because like with your parents, man, a lot of people's parents, none of them are entrepreneurs, so they can only teach you what they learned, which is, I mean, back in that day, you know, they had a lot more stability from jobs. The jobs had pensions, and you know, back in the day, one man could just work a job like straight out of high school, and he would never get rich, but he would have enough to support his whole family. You know, he could get a house, get a couple of cars. But with us, man, even if you got that college degree, once you come out of college, you're gonna be $40,000 in debt, and man, you know, it's just gonna be really hard to make it. So there's no such thing as stability in a job because you ain't gonna get no pension either. You got that 401k, but that's tied to the stock market. So
and you're gonna get that 401k when life has already done passed you by, man.
Right.
What's so cool about getting that 401 or retirement, whatever pension, when you're like 60 years old, man?
Yeah.
And now you can finally afford a Corvette. Like, that ain't cool, man. You know, you should have tried to get that Corvette when you were younger.
Right.
You know, and another thing about school, bro, you know, think of it like this. When you know, from what, pre-K to like 12th grade, I don't know, that's like what, 12 or 13, maybe 14 years of school.
Yeah.
Right? 14 years of your life, right? Probably some of the most important years of your life. You know, your brain's developing, you know, and that's when you could absorb a lot of information. But when you graduate high school, you still don't know what you want to do.
Right.
You know, I mean, the next step after that is probably more school. You got to go to college for another, you know, 2, 4, however many years. When you get out of college, you know, you're already, 20-something years old. This system it feels like it's almost meant to just condition you.
Yeah.
So that you could participate in this, economy.
Man, how I feel like, man, I almost feel like all of these business owners and these higher up at these schools, they got together and they almost make school like the gatekeeper, man.
So you won't get up there with them, huh?
Just because, man, like you gotta have $40,000 in debt to get a job that pay maybe $50,000 a year, and you ain't gonna pay that off until you're in your 40s or 50s.
That's crazy, man.
Like, you know what I mean? If you go to school, man, you gotta be careful. You gotta look at that as a